Hi, I'm Eric. Today we've got this Ram truck in the bay, so I can show you how easily you can add the convenience of remote start to your truck with StartX. Compatible with 2019 and up push-to-start Ram trucks, this kit is fully plug-and-play. It does require a PC as part of the programming process, but using just a few basic tools, we're confident that you can upgrade your truck in the comfort of your own garage in about an hour. Let's take a look at what's included in the box. We have the remote start module, our vehicle-specific connection harness, the USB programmer for our PC, a pry tool, a warning sticker that the vehicle is equipped with a remote starter, and the instruction manual. Let's take a look at the tools we're going to use on today's installation. Other than a PC for the programming, we do need a ratchet with a 10mm socket to disconnect the vehicle's negative battery terminal. Remember, these trucks may have a secondary battery. A drill with a 7mm socket. A flathead screwdriver. A nylon pry tool. And wire cutters. Let's take a closer look at what else is included in our vehicle-specific harness packaging. Our vehicle-specific harness has a T that plugs in behind the start-stop button and a single CAN bus connection that plugs in inside the dash. We have these connectors that plug into the module. And a number of zip ties are supplied so you can secure your wiring and your module up under the dash. Let's take a closer look at the little programming module in the bag. We have two separate pieces. This harness has two different plugs. The larger plug will go into the end of the module. This connects into our PC, and this connects into the remote start module. Before we begin our installation, we're going to disconnect the vehicle's negative battery terminal. Typically, this requires a ratchet with a 10mm socket. Your vehicle may require a different size socket. Loosen the bolt, then slide the connector off the terminal. It may help to wiggle it while removing it. Be sure the cable is away from the terminal. Begin the installation by removing the two 7mm bolts at the bottom of the dash below the steering wheel. Now we can pull this panel backward toward the rear of the truck to release the clips on the back. Then we can lower the panel. Now we'll unplug the connector on the right side of the panel, pressing in on the latch tab and pulling it free. While pressing in on the front of the OBD2 connector, use a flat head screwdriver to press in on the latch tab on each side of the connector. This will allow the connector to be unmounted. Now we can lower the panel to the floor and out of the way. Next, we can remove the headlight switch panel. Using a pry tool, we can carefully pry up under the far right edge here and pull the panel toward the rear of the vehicle. Carefully work your way around the edge of the panel, prying it toward the rear of the vehicle to free it. Be careful not to damage the dash. This gives us access to the green CAN bus connector, where we will connect our white CAN bus connector. Pass the single white CAN bus connector up through the dash to the headlight switch opening. We want to plug it into any of these open ports in the large green connector. Find the latch tab on the connector. Rotate it to face the front of the truck, and then plug it into one of the open ports. It should click into place when fully inserted. Here we can see the connector we added. The location doesn't matter. We can use any of these free ports that we can reach. Next, our T-harness will plug into the back of the start-stop button. If we reach up under the dash, right behind the start-stop button, we can feel the latch tab on the right side of the connector, toward the center of the truck. Plug this connector into our T-harness. Then, with the latch tab to the right, plug this harness into the back of the start-stop button. These remaining connectors are for the remote start module. We can install the headlight switch panel by simply lining it up and snapping it back into place. Now, before we can program the module, we need to reconnect the vehicle's negative battery terminal. Now let's program the module. Press and hold the programming button. While holding the button in, connect the black connector into the module. Keep holding the button until the red LED flashes. Then release the button. The module is now reset. Plug the remaining connectors into the module. Close the driver's side door. Reopen the driver door. Press unlock on the OEM remote until the LED on the module flashes green. Press the start-stop button twice. Wait 5 seconds. The LED should flash green. If it's flashing green, press the start-stop button again to turn off the truck. Now we can disconnect all the harnesses from the module, disconnecting the black connector last. Now we can take this module to the computer to flash it.
Before we can flash the module with the PC app, we need to create an account so we can log in. On your PC, visit weblinkupdater.com and create an account. You'll also need to download the WebLink desktop software. Downloads are available for Mac and PC. Download and install the app, following the prompts on screen. Agree to the terms and click Next. Click Next and Install. Continue clicking Next and I agree until ultimately clicking Finish to complete the installation. Create an account. You'll receive an email. Access that email to complete the registration process.
Take the module to the computer. Locate the USB programming module, the cable, and the remote start module. Now we want to connect the USB programmer and cable. Run the WebLink desktop app. Click the icon labeled WebLink RS. The cable has two ends. One is larger than the other. The larger end plugs into the end of the USB programmer. Connect the smaller plug into the remote start module. Connect the USB cable into a port on your computer. Then click Try Again. Now click the button labeled Start Extended Programming. Then click the button labeled Continue Extended Programming. Please wait patiently. Sometimes this process takes a little while. When the bar reaches 100%, we will get a pop-up. Only after we see Flash completed successfully, then we can click OK. Now we can disconnect the module from the computer and the cables. Let's take the module back to the truck and reconnect it to the harnesses. Connect all the connectors on the harness to the remote start module. Without pressing the brake, press the start-stop button twice. Now wait for the green LED to illuminate solid. When the LED is solid, programming is complete. Press the start-stop button once again to turn the truck off. Now we can use the supplied zip ties to secure the module and the wiring up behind the dash. We can pass the zip tie through the end of the module and attach it to the factory wiring. Trimming the excess off the zip ties keeps things as tidy as possible behind the dash. Now we can reassemble the vehicle. Reinstall the OBD2 connector by snapping it back into position. Be sure to reconnect any connectors which were unplugged. Then reinstall the plastic trim panel by aligning the clips and pressing it forward into position. Now we can just reinstall the two 7mm screws at the bottom of the panel. And that completes the installation of our StartX remote starter on our Ram truck. Now we simply press lock 3 times and we can remote start the vehicle. We hope you found this video helpful. Thanks for watching.